So, spirit sees us as light. Now, when you're developing your abilities, you're going to get brighter and brighter. Why? Because your frequencies are moving at a faster pace. Generally speaking, everyone who develops their intuitive abilities are going to go through a healing process. Through the healing process, you're releasing baggage, you're releasing weight, and all of that energetic debris that kind of holds you down and has a negative voice on it, and all of those things. You're going to release those things as you go along. And when we connect to spirit through meditation and through practice, we become brighter because the energetic realm and the spirit realm is on a higher frequency than the physical three-dimensional earth. The three-dimensional frequencies are very slow in vibration. When we connect with spirit, they're much higher frequency. They're not of physical form. So what we do is we connect through meeting points. This is where sometimes you'll call Aunty Joe and Aunty Joe doesn't come, because we have to actually have that middle ground where we connect. So we are raising our vibrations every time we communicate, every time we step into meditation, and every time we intend to do an activity with spirit. So we're raising those vibrations, and they're also coming down to meet us at that point. So as we do this, we begin to glow brighter and brighter. This is where your spiritual filters are going to be the most important. And I tell you now, okay? I tell you now, this is what my teacher said to me, and ever since I have been teaching others, mate, she was right. It's the one thing that people don't do, is the grounding and protection. And honestly, it will save your sanity if you start protecting and grounding from the root chakra during your process, after your process, and part of your daily routine. A lot of the time, as humans, we learn the hard way. But alas, it is important to put those filter systems in, and it will make the transition easier. So, like I say, they see us as light. As you develop, it's not uncommon. This isn't for everybody. It's generalized. It's not uncommon for us to attract more spiritual activity because we're intending it, we're getting brighter, they see us as light, and so the lost ones who are walking around and don't know where to go often come to us. Or, friends, auntie, or total strangers, grandmother, they see you as light because your frequency has grown. And then they're like, oh, somebody to talk to, or somebody who can tell this person these things, okay? This is when we're going to be using our filter system, our sacred space, and our protection. The quieter you would like your process to be will depend on what you do, okay? So when we create our sacred space around the aura and we're protecting our energy, which we've seen in eternal beginnings, this process can be leveled up into invisibility. So we can put a shield around the aura and around the energetic frequency so that we can't be seen. And if you're one of those people that next minute you've got 20, 30 people like every other day, this is when you're going to need your invisibility. And so you just simply intend it, visualize that around the outside of your aura, there's a shield nobody can see in. Doesn't prevent positive energy coming in, okay? So that's one thing that you can do. Now, because we are glowing light, it's the same sort of concept when we're going into a spiritual practice where we're communicating, which means that when we're going to call on spirit and we want to talk to somebody, this is where developing a good, strong relationship with your spirit guides is so pivotal. When we have that guardian that is there that we know, and we know them very well, we know their mannerisms, we know how they speak, we know their energy, they become a door holder for us so that when we connect with spirit, we can make sure that we're bringing in the right people that we want to talk to. Okay, so do not skip out on routine with the fact that you will be glowing brighter. Okay? One last thing to mention around glowing brighter, Spirit sees us as light, is that during that process, a lot of people can become quite confused about the urgency, right? People will come through with urgency, and Aunty Lou comes in and says, you have to tell her, you have to tell her. Okay? Now, as I mentioned in one of the videos about spirit guides, our spirit guides will never interfere in things that are going to change fate and in things that need to, we need to go through for healing or evolvement and things like that. Now, if you're opening up, you will go through a period of everything feels urgent. Like you need to share it. You need to say this thing. Especially if you've got Aunty Lou who will not leave you alone, and every day she shows up in your house. This is normal. But it isn't always your place, okay? So I want you to communicate as much as you can with your spirit guides and allow them to be helpers for you to discern the practice, because what we're doing here is very sacred. And when we communicate with spirit and when we communicate that message to earth, it is also a very divine, sacred thing that is happening in our exchange. And so just because we know doesn't mean that we are to share it. Just have a helper that you know and you know well, who can give you that guidance when you're connecting with the right person.